Is my audio clear?
Yes, sir.
Good evening,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, all right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Are we audible?
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
no, yes. Can you be a
Yes,
little
sir.
louder?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So give me a sec. Let me allow the speaker to join. Just give me a sec. How was it, Diwali, everybody? All okay?
Yes, sir.
Guys from BBA, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, give me a second. I guess. Did you people, did I send you the profile of ma'am? Anybody in the group or something? Today's speaker?
No, sir.
At least do you remember the name, what I've put in the poster?
Anupriya Jayaprakash, sir.
Yeah, Kanchana, what is the name?
Miss Anupriya Jayaprakash.
Okay. We just check the guest list whether ma'am has joined, because they don't have MS Team. Request to join. Okay. In the meantime, please check the chat. I've given the profile.
Sir,
Just
we
tell
don't
me.
have the access to the chat box.
Oh, this is a separate group, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'll just put it on your WhatsApp. Yeah. Because I made this exclusively for, we'll have series from today till the next Saturday. Only today will be 7 to 8, otherwise it'll be 6 to. There are some foreign speakers also coming, so they'll speak in the afternoon in UK or Singapore, whatever, and then we'll be in the evening. And same link will not change, so that people don't get confused. And anyway, you have one complete unit on FSC Module 5. It's fully about guest lectures and all that. Yeah. Give me a sec. Let me call back ma'am whether.
Sir, you are on mute.
All right. Anuji, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you well. Can you hear me?
Guys, can you hear Anu ma'am? Is it clear audio?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just for a few seconds, can you quickly, all of you, switch on your cam as a mark of respect, so that ma'am can know whom you're on. Quick, everybody. So ma'am, all that you see there, they are all enlightened students of BBA, BCom, engineering, you name it.
Awesome. Right. Lovely to
There
meet
is
you all.
Sushant Kumar, always TDP, yellow t-shirt. All right. He belongs to TDP. Vardhana Reddy also.
Then I think we are twinning today.
Yeah, these guys are all, it's a mixed crowd. We have people from different states. And yeah, Nishit Verma, awesome. They're from engineering. So it's a common, it's a combo. So now you've hit 100 attendees as of now. So as and when people join. So the students whom you're seeing are a combination of first year, second year, third year. Yeah, it's a combo.
All right.
And as we discussed before, it's engineering crowd plus this thing. Yeah. So would somebody like to just give a welcome address? We don't prepare anything. I just give them impromptu so that, you know, they know how to quickly somebody wish ma'am, and then
That's nice.
yeah, anyone who would like to take a call. Quick.
Hello, ma'am. Welcome.
Tell your name. Who's doing
Hello.
This is Akhil from BBA first
that?
year.
Akhil, be louder, please.
This is Akhil from BBA first year, ma'am. Thank you
Hi,
for being with
Akhil.
us today. Hello, ma'am.
Great.
Okay. So Akhil register number is 7006. Is just -1 to James Bond, and he's doing his BBA. And then we have different people from different states. We welcome you, ma'am. Thank you for your time. You're in your busy schedule. So what I'll do is just for their sake, can I just show about you what you do, okay? And can somebody quickly tell me from the poster what did ma'am study? What is the undergraduation? What's the post graduation? Anybody?
Anu ma'am is the head of the client relation management at EK Group of Private Limited.
Oh, good. What did you do? Or engineering or UG and PG? I put no undergraduate in the poster. Anybody? It is there on the poster, right? Or let me just share it with you.
Maybe we
Okay,
can share the screen.
UG from
Yeah, it's there on the right.
and PG from NIFT.
UG from NIT Trichy, National Institute of Technology, right? And a PG from NIFT, Chennai. And it's a totally different combination. That's what I want you people to understand. All right, engineering graduate, then again wrote All India entrance, and again got a top seat in Chennai. And then who can expect a electrical and instrumentation getting into fashion technology? And one more crazy thing is Anu ma'am's father is an ex-IIT Madras alumni. So, you know, having parents from a IIT background, they always want their children to be in the top, you know, schools. And she chose to get into the fashion technology. So let's quickly, ma'am, I'll just show your client list so that, you know, people can get an aware. Okay. So
Yeah.
Shan, somebody quickly tell me, is it on the screen clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can see, ma'am, she does for high profile individuals, HPI or high network individuals, designing. All right. So she is a consultant. She has so many feathers. That is on the left is for a TVS team, the whole design. On the right is actor Ganesh Venkatram. I'm sure you should be knowing. Who is this guy on the left?
Subramania Badrinath, sir.
Is he a film star or cricketer?
Cricketer,
He's
sir.
a cricketer, sir.
Okay. Who is on the right where ma'am is giving dresses?
Gautam Vasudev Menon, sir.
Jay Surya. Somebody says Jay Surya. Next. Guess. Nothing wrong.
Someone's coming up with all the names.
Gautam
All right.
Vasudev Menon, sir. He's a prominent director.
He's Gautam Menon, sir.
Gautam Menon. Yeah, correct. And actor Prasanna, she has been designing for him. Actor Arjun Vijay.
Arun Vijay.
Yeah, Yogesh, I've heard about him. I've never seen him, but yeah. And there we go, Vizil Podu. All right. Okay, and he's a big business tycoon, and for his award-winning ceremony. And then actor Kathir, and I'm sure you know recently Arvind Sami, all of you know him?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, now the reason we want to show here is to make you understand you're doing your BBA, BCom, engineering, what all you're studying. And here is a ma'am who did her engineering at NIT, then came into fashion technology, but now she is also taking care of an international school. Yeah, she'll tell you how many organizations she is working for, plus doing her passion. All right, so we're going to make it very interactive, no lecture, no bhashan. But after this talk, all right, if some of you can understand that life has got so many opportunities, That's the reason Lean Startup Management course is not just that, okay, you do your BBA and then MBA and then you become a manager. All right. So Anu ma'am, the challenge with my kids is as soon as they finish BBA and BCom and MBA and engineering, they want 4-3-2-1. You know that number? 4-3-2-1. Anybody you ask in VIT, they'll say, I want 4-3-2-1, right? 4-bedroom house. As soon as they finish 4-bedroom house, 3 BHK, 2 children, 1 wife. 4-3-2-1. This is my calculation. Big car, big house, children, wife, and settle ho jana chahiye, bas. This is how they want. But I think that 4-3-2-1 is good. But if somebody wants to go reverse way, then it's a very big disorder. Right? You just tell that things in reverse way, it will become a big disaster. So through your talk, ma'am, we'll be happy to hear from you. How did you go through? Because the minute you say fashion, then society will say your father is IIT, you're NIT. Why do you want all that? So let's start like this. Okay, can you tell us your school days? Don't come to the college days at all. Tell us about your school days. Yes, over to you.
First of all, I would like to thank you, sir, for having me here. It's a great opportunity for me to come and talk to these young minds about career, which is, I'm so glad that you're placing so much of importance to career and alternate careers and how to follow your passion. These are the things that I didn't hear from my professors or from my school or college, didn't really teach me on how to actually follow passion or dreams, and also kind of balance what you're studying as well. So that is something that we didn't have as students to come across and give us guidance on. And I'm glad VIT is doing this. I'm happy, sir, and I would like to thank Samuel, sir, for bringing me in here. So yeah, to begin with, during my school days, of course, I really loved fashion, and I always used to buy these fashion magazines and follow fashion icons, follow these celebrity fashion. And I was a person who used to experiment a lot with my fashion choices as a young kid, and that made me to pursue a career in fashion in the later stage. But when I was in my schooling, I had this best friend of mine who was also equally passionate about fashion, and that's where we began to explore more about fashion as a career. But unfortunately, when I was doing my 12th grade fashion entrance exam, the NIFT fashion entrance exam applications comes way before the engineering and doctor entrance exam application. So the NIFT entrances applications closes by December, but engineering and doctor MBBS ones, as you know, it goes on till March and April. Through April, it runs through April, I guess. So I lost the opportunity to even apply to NIFT because I didn't have the exposure. I didn't know that we'll have to apply it way before, and that's how I lost my opportunity to even apply for undergraduation in NIFT. But even if I had wanted to, my parents wouldn't have let me because, as Sir said, my dad is from IIT and he really wanted me to get into engineering. And fortunately for me, I cleared NIT, I cleared AIEEE, and I went through all these counseling. But deep inside, I still wanted to do fashion, and that's why that's where the kind of a disinterest in engineering started during my first year and second year. But still, I managed to go through the course and I graduated and all that. But still, deep inside, I wanted to do fashion, and that's where during my final years, I wholeheartedly, full-fledgedly started preparing for my NIFT entrance exams, and yeah, I got through.
Okay.
So that's how I got into NIFT. Yeah.
Okay, tell us about, you got into your engineering, and did you ever think that after engineering you would be given permission from your family to get into the fashion technology? Did you plan it well before, or was it like impromptu?
I mean, the passion was always there, but I knew for a fact that my parents would not be appreciative of my decision to switch from NIT Trichy to a fashion industry. Is something that is like two extremes, right? NIT is more or less like IIT. It comes under the top creamy layer institutions, and NIFT on the other hand has entirely different set of ambience and different work roles. Everything is different at NIFT, and I was absolutely negative that my parents would not like, they would never agree to it. But yeah, so I somehow managed to convince them by explaining them how much fashion meant to me as a career, and how much I really wanted to do it. I really sat them down and spoke to them, and they actually understood.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So after my questions, we'll also put in questions from the students, because my objective of doing this whole week is let students directly talk to the startup founders or consultants or engineers. Now my question is, what were the negative words, negative statements which general society told you, say, girl, fashion technology? Do you understand? I want to
Right.
know that real. Yeah. What all happened? Yeah.
So basically, when I think I broke the news to my family by the end of third year, when the placements actually starts at the NIT Trichy is when I actually broke the news that I want to do my masters. So by the end of third year, everybody decides on whether they want to do masters in New York, Boston, or they want to get placed in high-end companies like P&G, Tesla, and all of these core. So all these core companies come for placements, and also these amazing institutes from the US, UK, New Zealand, Australia. All of them come for their sort of, because they want to pick students from NIT Trichy. So but I was in an entirely different set of mindset, and they were not expecting this kind of news to be broken down to them, and they were completely astonished when they found out that I wanted to do fashion. I mean, I did have my own doubts as well, like, is this really a decision that I want to make for myself? Because all my peers, all my classmates were into entirely something entirely different, and my course, that is instrumentation and control engineering, is very tough course on the whole. So clearing the subjects itself were a big thing, because they were all about sensors and robotics and all of that. And why waste 4 years of your precious time on something and then move on to a different field, was their question. But you cannot always justify certain things that happens in your life. It just happened. Like, I got into NIT Trichy, and I want to do this. This is my passion. I'm glad that I was in NIT, and it's a tag that I'm going to hold for the rest of my life. But my passion lies elsewhere, which I'll have to follow, is what I told them. After a lot of uh, discussions and communications, and a lot of they were talking, they were also ready to put me somewhere else, like somewhere else, as in a different MTech courses. They offered me, they came up with suggestions on how to take my instrumentation base into something else, but still, being technically sound. But that was not something that I wanted to do. And yeah, so I just ignored. But I still made them realize, understand what it means to be in the real world, taking up different passions
Okay.
because they didn't really understand fashion as a career.
Yeah. So now that's a question which I want to ask you, because see, in India, in our system, the minute you say fashion, you tell us, because see, you're from NIFT and it's a national reputed institute in Chennai. Now, generally, the minute you say fashion, you know what comes to our minds? FTV, fashion TV, ramp walk, celebrity dancing, only these kind of nonsense. That's a thought in the mind, number one. All right. And number two, fashion means they think it's only a women world. Cooking, it's a women world. You know, that's what we think. But when you see the world's top chefs are men, the world's top designers are men. So what is this myth? And is there a, you know, I don't know. Why do people think this way is my question. Like, what are the opportunities in fashion technology? Is it only ramp walk? I know your friends are into so many different jobs. Are entrepreneurs, some are designers. So can you walk us through? Because see, these guys are BBA, BCom, engineering. So do they need to do NIFT, or is there an opportunity as an entrepreneur like you? Right, you don't even have any company, but you're a big designer, and each budget is huge. And then you tell us what is this high HNI? No, what is that you do? High net worth.
High net worth individuals, right?
High net worth.
Worth individuals.
Yeah. So why do you go only for HNI? And yeah, like that. Yes.
Yeah. So to begin with, to answer your question, how do you justify fashion as a career? What are the opportunities in fashion as a career? Because yes, as you said, people have these stereotypes where they think only women, fashion is a women's world, and we only have ramp walks and all these glamorous world in fashion is all that exists, but that's not the case. Fashion is $1 trillion business, and fashion industry employers range from top designers in well-established studios to high street retail outlets, superstores. There are mid-level stores. There are bespoke stores. There are a lot of brands, as you all know. There are luxury brands, premium brands. There are also brands like Pothys, who employ NIFT graduates for their day-to-day operations, and they each one of these industry offers a range of employment opportunities in areas like design work, buying, creations, marketing, public relations. There are fashion journalism, photography. A lot of opportunities exist. And also, you do not, the one good thing about fashion is you do not need a degree to be a fashion entrepreneur. I know a lot of people. I personally am working with a lot of people who have absolutely no degree in fashion, but they're rocking in fashion. They own big stores in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, just because they understand fashion. Understanding fashion is a very, very easy job for anyone. It is an easy skill, or it is a talent. You just have to understand the pattern and certain rules in fashion, and you're good to go. I mean, you just have a set of theories, or a set of formulae that you need to follow, and anyone can become a fashion designer, because it doesn't need any specific skill or technical skill to be a fashion entrepreneur. You just employ, or you just have a couple of fashion graduates in your team, or someone who understands fashion, and you can build your own business. There are a lot of e-commerce businesses, lot of e-commerce Instagram businesses that are running very well, but they do not have a degree in fashion, and they're actually running thrift stores. They're just getting in stuff from other people, and they're running their own sustainable fashion stores, which means, like, you just eradicate fast fashion, right? Fast fashion is something that are mass producers of fashion like Zara, Forever 21. So they just produce mass garments in different sizes in the same pattern but different colors and all of that. They underpay their employees. They so fashion faces a lot of backlash from environmentalists because of how fast fashion brands are treating their employees and stuff like that. So a lot of people have come forward to take organic fashion and sustainable fashion to the next level by taking in the responsibility in eradicating these scenarios which are leading to high level of pollutions and underpaid employees and day-to-day waged employees. So a lot of things are happening in fashion right now which do not need a degree, but if you do have a degree, it's just going to add value to whatever you're going to do because you will have a professional a view of whatever you're going to do in fashion. And NIFT is actually offering a lot of diploma courses. They have in fact altered their syllabus a lot from, like, I graduated in 2017. So in the past 4 years they have changed a lot in their syllabus. If someone is studying accessory designing in NIFT, they still get to learn fashion journalism and fashion designing because all these fashion schools are giving students an opportunity to explore their interest apart from their courses. I don't think any engineering colleges or other arts colleges are giving this opportunity. If I'm in mechanical engineering, I don't think I would be knowing anything about civil engineering, technical things. But in fashion, giving so much of flexibility just enables people to explore their fashion. So
Oh,
that's a great thing. Yeah. And
right. Mm.
yeah, so I just wanted to give a glimpse of what I do because I didn't talk about
Yeah.
my
Tell us what you do. Yeah.
so yeah, so I am a personal stylist and a luxury wardrobe consultant. So there's this quote which is, dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. All right. So you can use your clothing to send a message about your ambitions by wearing clothes that reflect what you aspire to be. But people often do not have the time to make the right choices for themselves on a day-to-day basis, nor they have the skill set to actually understand how different pattern works, how different color scheme works. So that's where we come in because all these HNIs, I'm talking about high net worth individuals, they do
Can you
not
tell
have.
what is that? No, for the benefit of students because they may be just first year, second year. What is HNI?
So
Who are they?
basically, they are the people who come in the highest income bracket level. Like you have your actors and businessmen, young entrepreneurs who are making it big, startup owners, like you have your
Basically the top cream layer of the economy.
right,
Uh,
exactly. So
Filthy
they do
rich.
not, yeah, to be precise, yes, the filthy rich. So they do not have the time to invest in their everyday looks, but they will have to look their best wherever they are. So that's where we come in and make choices for them. We alter their wardrobes, we study their wardrobes, we understand their personality, we study their everyday lifestyle, and we come up with choices and we come up with these lookbooks that they can adapt in their everyday day-to-day dressing, and they make their big impressions wherever they go. They tell us their everyday lifestyle, like where do they go from 9 a.m. to whatever their work schedule is, and also their personal schedule. We curate looks for every occasion that they go to, be it a cocktail party or a vacation, a relative's wedding, boardroom meeting, or general meeting with their employees. So for every occasion, their dress code changes. As as ordinary people, we are also required to dress according to occasions. But we as Indians are not taught how to groom ourselves from a young age. That's what I also had a discussion with you, sir, like regarding having life skill courses
Yeah.
in school, starting young, making the foundation strong, right?
Yeah.
Teaching students how different color works in your everyday life is the very base foundation in fashion. Just knowing how to keep yourself groomed up and how to have your dressing senses intact from a young age really forms the foundation of fashion. Fashion is just a life skill, right? I think everybody needs it in their life to actually bring out their best selves everyday life.
So what we'll do is, yeah, maybe even in your Insta, there is a pic in front of a startup competition. You went and did some, I don't know, some presentation and then all that. What I want now to
Right.
do is, I would like any students to first get on with you with some questions, okay? And then again, we'll go with your journey, because what do you do? How much time you are also, okay, let me do one thing. Can I just quickly share your, okay, guys, are you able to see just somebody tell me quickly, are you able to see the Insta page of Anu ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is
Yes, sir.
here?
Co-founder
Co-founded at JP Villas,
Vilas
Mogapai.
Mogapai.
Okay, luxury
I
wardrobe consult. Yeah, so whatever. And I guess this is your pic in front of your, this is on the main highway, right? On the roadside.
Yes, right. So
Wala.
that was the pic which was taken right after my counseling for NIFT. I just came out of my counseling and I had chosen NIFT Chennai, and I just got admitted, and that's the pic that was taken. Thank you for digging out of my huge
Oh yeah, yeah.
Instagram
There's
account.
a lot of things there. Anyway, I'll share your Insta account to them. Now, my only question, which I want students to think is, and ask you a few questions. You did not even do any MBA or no BBA. All right. And can you just tell us honestly, this high net worth individuals, okay? See, my students will get a job, they get a, what do you say, placement, 5 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs, so it goes on, right? But here you're doing various things. I'm sure, I think so, I didn't tell you, you and your hubby, you run a huge restaurant in Mogaper in Chennai. Okay, that's one part of your business. Then you're also taking care of new villas, real estate. Then you're also
Right.
taking care of a film production company, right? Then you're also taking care of an international school as an director, and then you're also doing your high net worth individuals wardrobe design. So how is it that at a young age you're doing able to, because for us, if we give one assignment and two assignments, my students, especially after the COVID, they get so jittery, they get so, ayo sir, for everything there's a COVID, right? So it'll go there for the next 2 generations also, right? How are you able to manage, and what is this cost benefit analysis? How much is the business available, and what is it these guys can do? Yeah.
So in this
पैसा बात
current
करेंगे, पैसा बात करेंगे.
in current scenario, you know, everybody are into making passion incomes, and so engineering has become something like you just do it for just the namesake, and then you jump on to other industries. That's how it's been. Like, so many different people are choosing so many different things. I think most of the people who are running top tier restaurants in Chennai are actually engineering graduates who are trying to make it big, and directors, Tamil directors, Telugu directors who are making it big again in their industry are engineers. So I think it's all about following your passion and also understanding where you want to be, you know, in the next 5 years. It's just not about, you know, okay, I want to do this, I'm just going to quit my high paying IT job, whatever. If you're a software engineer, I'm just going to go deep dive into it. No, you'll have to really analyze where you stand when you're making the decision. You have to weigh your pros and cons, and you really have to think about it as a career and not just your passion, because that's how you will really make it big. I mean, wherever you want to be. So for me,
Yeah.
like sir said, I had this pressure on me because everybody were against my decision, and I didn't really take it as a pressure, because I had this great confidence in me that I would definitely make it big wherever I wanted me to be in fashion. So I was very confident, and I took it as a challenge. I wanted to prove my folks, my family, that it was actually not a bad decision to go follow your dreams. And that's how I decided to make time to learn things that actually mattered in my field. So basically, I had gone from engineering to fashion without no technical background in fashion. I was doing masters in fashion, where all my classmates were from bachelors in fashion designing or bachelors in fashion technology. But I was from instrumentation. But so I had to do a lot of groundwork. I had to do a lot of homework. I had to talk to my professors regarding how I can take my career forward, because when they come for placements, I'm sure nobody wants to take a person who has done two different fields,
Streams of, yeah.
streams. Yeah. So I had a lot of doubts. I had to clear a lot of things out. I had to sit down with my mentors. But at the end of the day, when the placements actually happened, I was one of the first five people in my class to actually get placed. And a lot of people who had dual degree in fashion and who had done diplomas in luxury management and all of that didn't actually get through the placements. uh, I think it's just because I didn't have anything to lose, and this was like, I left a lot of things behind to get into fashion. So I put in my heart and soul into it and made sure I did my best. So I think when anybody, for that matter, who wants to go into a different stream, they just have to be very confident in what they do, and they'll have to really take it up as a challenge and not worry about the consequences. You just have to, follow your heart and do whatever is right. So
Okay. So before I hand it over for students for Q&A, I'm very curious to know, see, what if my students go and tell their home now? You never know. Maybe some parents are listening to you. Maybe some brothers are listening to you. All right. And if my student goes and tells their home, Ma, no, today I heard one fashion designer, बहुत पैसा कमाती है. You know, I will also go into fashion design. You know what typical answer you get in Andhra? Typical. I'll tell it in Telugu, then I'll translate in Tamil. Okay. Cheppu tegutadi. They'll say.
I think I kind of understand that.
You understood what I'm saying? Huh? புரியுதா நான் சொல்றது? Alright. The செப்பல் இத you know சாவடு சொல்லுவோம் வந்து தமிழ்ல அந்த மாதிரி, you know. So it's so stereo-minded, and I know my students have so much of talent. Different people have different talent, okay, which we can't even imagine. But the only thing is they're not able to break that shell out. So that's the reason this whole week, you know, today you are there, tomorrow I'm getting somebody from a totally different background, from virtual reality and augmented reality, someone who did not do engineering but doing great things in engineering, you know. different people, you know, somebody from UK, somebody from Singapore. So my only question to you is there business in your field? And you should tell us how much you charge. There's one pic of your Instagram on Novotel Vijayawada. Did you come to Vijayawada?
Yes, I did. I had come there.
Let me share it for them. I don't know. Is this the one? Is this the one? Novotel Vijayawada?
Yes,
it's
correct. Yes.
What were you doing with this dress material?
So basically, I am, as you know, I'm a bespoke stylist. So
one minute. What is that? What is that?
So basically, it is when you don't take clothing off the rack.
Okay.
You get everything customized from the scratch.
Okay.
So when someone buys clothing, yeah.
For example.
Oh, you want me to give an example?
Yeah, from the beginning means we just know go straight away, ready-made, buy one get one, come out. That is our
okay.
life.
So to just break it down in a simple way, sir, what is your shirt size?
40.
Ready-made shirt size.
40.
40. But
you can ask my big brother Sushant is there, and Raivan Chaudhary is there. Yeah. Devajit. Yeah.
But if you ask me, you are not a 40 size. You actually are a 39 slim, which is a term that we use in bespoke. Off the rack, when you buy off the rack, it's just something that they mass produce without knowing your sleeve length, your shoulder length, your waist length, your chest. Everything is everything is just a pre-done pattern that they mass produce and leave it on the rack. But when you go for custom clothing, we take every measurement of yours along with the figurations. Some people might have dropping shoulders, some might have sloping shoulders, some might have a hunchback, some might have a bow leg, some might have like different figurations exist in human body. Nobody is completely perfect. If you are one, then you are an alien. So everybody, every single person has different figurations in their body, and custom clothing exists to alter and make your garment perfect for you to wear, whereas off the rack is just something that you throw on. But in India, we don't use much of bespoke clothing except for these high net worth individuals who actually care about their fits, and people who opt for suits for their wedding. So they are the ones who are a target audience right now. But we have been giving a lot of seminars, a lot of talks on how to make people understand the concept of bespoke clothing. I personally want everyone, especially men, to follow bespoke clothing, because that's the perfect set of garments that you should be wearing. When you're in a personal when you're in a professional life, when you're in a business or a professional life, you usually
So Anu, there's a lot of homework. Now I have a question. See, there is so much Setti Pravalika there. There is Varudhini Reddy. These two girls, if they want to make business and money in your area of work, tell honestly, how much can they make? What is the design? Because you're a consultant,
Yeah.
right? Design के लिए कितना होता है? Because they are high net worth individuals, right? Just for your consulting is how much? Roughly, what is the cost of the each suit? You know,
Yeah.
so that we understand that itna market. Yeah, there's a business
So,
there.
yeah, coming from the luxury industry, my the suits
Yeah.
that I curate goes from 15,000 per suit to 45 lakhs per suit.
Wait. This is only curation. That means you design.
I design,
don't-
I make the garment. So I make the garment. I have my pattern
What is that?
master, I have my canvassing master, I have my tailor. So I carry my fabrics. I carry my
Okay.
fabrics. My fabrics range from Indian fabrics to Italian. Italian fabrics are the most expensive. So there is Indian
Why?
fabric. So Italian fabrics are made from merino wool, which are the highest grade of wool. And there are different types of wool. It starts from blended wool, which starts at 15,000, like I said. And then it goes to pure merino wool, which is going to cost you about 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. And then there is Vicuna wool, which goes till 45 lakhs, which is the highest grade of wool that can ever exist. And
Yama,
it is London
45
made.
lakhs for one quota.
Yes, one suit, sir.
My 100 generations can live with the dresses. Okay, fine. No, we see that's the reason we want to know from you as an expert, you know.
Yeah.
So ranges
So
anywhere
as a
from
consultant, like, yes, to answer your question, if I'm going to say as a starting, if I'm going to hire one of your students as my assistant, because they'll have to start somewhere, they will have to, learn from an expert. So every fashion student or a fashion graduate who wants to make it big in fashion needs to start off as an intern only. That's what I suggest, rather than starting it off in real time. So when you're starting it off as an intern, when you're getting into luxury industry directly, you have the perks of earning more. So basically, consultants like me can miss out certain appointments, and we would want someone to fill in our space. So we give training to these interns, and we ask them to attend our clients. We give them the fabric compositions, we give them full on training, and we send them for appointments. And for each appointments, an intern can get from 5,000 at two, it can go on till a lakh also, if they are going to make a really good sale. So it's all about communication, understanding your customers, understanding your customer's requirement, his body type, his complexion. Based on the training that we give, they can make some really good money. And they just have to have a few sales skills to sales as in the suggestion skills, to really make your client understand and make them buy. So it is a really good industry to start off with.
So quick question is, they need not be a fashion technology student. They can be BBA, BCom, engineering, anyone. And I'm sure now half of people have made up their mind, because anyway, I'll give you Instagram to all of them and they'll be flooded your, because somebody may have talent.
I can anytime you can reach out to me to really understand this industry, because I've been giving some career guidance on Expatron as well. If you would have heard about Expatron, is an app where experts give career guidance to aspiring students and graduates. So I've been giving this career guidance there as well. So if anyone needs any guidance, they can always reach out to me on. And I also have a lot of networking where I can connect you with possible designers if you're really interested to expand your career in fashion.
Okay, so we've been hearing so much about you now. Now what I'll do is, now it's a time for them, right? So don't make it as a TV9, TV7, Republic TV. Let us keep it as Lean Startup guest lecture. One after the other, if anybody has genuine questions. Okay, see, one, my objective of bringing people is you need to get connected to them, not just listen to them. Two, see if your passion matches to them. And this is what is called real industry guest lecture. You know, if Sushant want to do something, you can always get in touch, right? So we never know. If Marriott want to do something, you need to get in touch. This is what is missing in most of the schools. Even in our BTech, just for your information, Anu, I have my students who did the same course under me. Some of them became directors now without any background of film industry. Some became heroines, some became heroes, some became dubbing artists, some became musicians. I have 3-4 radio jockey students, all right? And
Wow.
all of them had to handpick slowly and guide them because their parents used to say, sir, aim sir, మీరు ఎట్లా చేస్తున్నారు నా పిల్ల ఎట్లా అయిపోతుంది, you know, but now they were that, wow, the children have done so good, you know. So that stereotype I really want, and there's so much of talent in this batch. So quickly, anyone, come on, valid questions regarding your doubts, quick. Who wants to ask? Raise your hand quickly. Yes, Akhil, you're raising your hand. Quick, unmute and talk.
Yes,
Put your
ma'am.
video, unmute and talk.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, you said that you got admission in NIT Trichy.
Yes, Akhil.
If you would have gotten admission in IIT Kharagpur or something of that standard, even then would you have come to this side only, or?
Great question, Akhil. I think I would have. I in fact know someone who is working in Raymond's right now, who is an MBBS graduate. He did his
Oh my
5
God.
years of MBBS and he's working in Raymond's now.
Seriously?
Yes, and he's making it big. I mean, it's a great fun industry that
We
you
should
wouldn't
have him
want
in
to
the
miss
next
out.
conclave, which we were planning, right? All your friends, we planned one conclave.
Yes,
New
that's
Year starting.
right.
Let's bring him. Yeah, yeah. Okay, good. Pravalika, next you're raising hand.
Ma'am, is being a fashion influencer and a fashion designer are two different paths or the same?
Fashion influencer and designer are entirely different careers. Anyone can be a fashion influencer if you understand fashion, but fashion designing needs technical skills to be one. Like Manish Malhotra or Saint Laurent are all like professional fashion designers who curate fashion, who are fashion directors as well. They need to know certain skills like illustrations and how to make patterns, all draping techniques. All of these are required to be a fashion designer. But fashion influencer, anyone can be one if you really understand how to put an outfit together. Just start influencing people by adapting clothing made by different fashion designers. So that's the connect.
Designers are input, Pravalika. Influencers are output. Simple answer.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Nishant Verma is raising hand. Nishit Verma.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Unmute yourself.
Ma'am, I had a doubt. Like, I had a question. Like, when you decided to join the NIFT, like, were you having the idea of the future, like the future possibilities or the career possibilities which you have achieved now, like, or just you were interested in fashion and you have joined NIFT?
I guess
actually a
we
great
are
question.
getting lost. What Nishit is trying to ask Anu is, are you able to hear us, Anu?
Yes, I'm able to hear everyone. And I think that's a great question because frankly, I did not think about where I'm going to be when I started out fashion, like as a career. I just wanted to be in the fashion industry so bad. Like I said, nobody gave me any career guidance. It all came from self-learning, and I really didn't know so many fashion opportunities existed until I actually started out at NIFT. Only when I came to NIFT, I understood the different opportunities and different career paths that one could take after studying fashion. And fortunately for me, I had a good set of mentors in NIFT, and they guided me on how to uh, be a fashion oriented influencer, and how to take it as a career. So I didn't have a clear idea when I entered NIFT, but then I think NIFT gave me a lot of inputs and opportunities after I joined in. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Quick. Anybody quick unmute?
So, hello, ma'am. I'm
Hi.
Harshita.
Hi,
Uh,
Arshita.
so, when you were starting in the fashion industry, right, what was your capital like? From what did you begin with? How did you like went into or gain such, stage or network? Would you like to share a little about it?
उनका क्वेश्चन है
The
पैसा
beginning
कहाँ
of
से
your startup.
So
पैसा कहाँ से
after NIFT, how did I start out? Or sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
get your question
No,
properly.
the question is very clear, Anu.
Right,
You
ma'am.
finished
That's it.
you finished your PG. How did you get your money? Where did you start?
So yeah, after I completed my PG, I got placed through the placements, and that's how I started out. I wanted to be a fashion entrepreneur, but I didn't want to take the risk of just starting it out right after my PG. Like I said, you never start out as an entrepreneur blindly. Once you decide on your fashion career, you have to start out in a brand or as an intern, or you'll have to have a proper mentor to guide you through the process, because fashion needs a lot of networking and a lot of knowledge on what you do before you actually get into the real time job or the business. So I started out at TaylorMan, and that's where I got to know about bespoke clothing and custom tailoring. And as soon as I started out at TaylorMan, I had a lot of these amazing clients who helped me through the process. In fact, even when I came out into freelancing, they always stood by me as my loyal clients, and they still reach out to me whenever they have anything at all, because that's the perks of being a personal stylist, right? Once you start out as a personal stylist, they will have to have you for every occasion, and they know that I know them better than their peers or family, so I can make their suggestions better. So they tend to stick on, and they tend to take us through the entire process. So I started out at TaylorMan, and then through client support, I was able to do freelancing, and that's how my journey started. I didn't have capital right out of my PG. I started with a job, and I slowly gathered my clientele, and I did my networking. I built a very strong network, and that's how everything came in, because networking is very important in this industry.
Harshita, are you okay? Got it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Well,
you.
Okay.
It was helpful.
Harshita, is it clear now?
Yes, sir, it is.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Next we have Vadlamudi Venkatri Krishna.
Yes, sir. Hello, ma'am. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Ma'am, I have a small question. Is there any backward step or any problematic step in your life of fashion designing? And if any cause, how did you face it?
So when I started out, you know, in my first company, we always, you know, as fashion designers, we tend to start out very small. Like we used to do tasks which were not up to our NIFT standards, because you'll have to like dust the garments, you'll have to take care of the customers, and there are certain things that were not up, that were a little that used to like really make me think about my decision, because that's how the industry is. You know, you'll have to start out small. So I felt like that was the kind of constraints that I was facing at the beginning of the career. But that's how you learn things. You'll have to get your hands dirty to really learn how this industry works. So whatever constraint that you all face, even in your own fields, your own industries, it is all a learning journey. It is all a part of your learning, and it is definitely going to help you someday. And it is the baby steps that we take to reach our goal, right? So every constraint that comes, I think every industry has its own cons, and you just have to like take it in a very positive manner. Just go on, enjoy whatever you do, and rock it. That's all. That's the only thing that was in my mind. I mean, initially it was all like, oh, should I do this, should I do that? But then at the end of the day, I realized and I learned that it was all part of the process, learning process. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry, I got disconnected.
No problem, sir.
Who else is there? Didipia was raising hand. Did you ask question?
Hello, ma'am. Nice meeting you.
Hi,
I'm
nice meeting
Dedipya.
you.
Yeah, so ma'am, as you said, fashion is primarily understanding it very well, right? So it's all about understanding it very well. So
Right.
in that sense, I just wanted to know how you perceive fashion. Like, what is fashion to you?
For me, fashion is all about, you know, depiction of oneself, like how you want the world to perceive you. You talk about it through dressing up, through fashion. So for each and every one of us, dressing and fashion is something that we'll have to understand. And it is something like I said, a life skill, like how you learn cooking, how you learn how to swim. All of these, you just learn all these to save yourself in certain situations. And I think that's how you have to see fashion also, because it's going to save you. You have to dress up for whatever you want to be. You communicate through fashion. You want to go for an interview, you should know what to throw on. You have to understand layering. You will have to understand how different color combos works. All these are part of fashion, which everyone needs to know, and everybody should be aware. And yeah, so that's how I perceive fashion. Fashion is something that you will have to know to be able to speak better to the world by expressing yourself.
Devajit, raising hand. Introduce, where are you from, Devajit?
Hi, ma'am. I'm Devajit. I'm from Kerala.
Hi,
Currently doing
Devajit.
BBA at JTP. So, ma'am, my question was, can you speak about a person, I mean, a mentor who had supported you and helped you reach where you are now, and you'll cherish him or her for the rest of your life? Do you have anyone like that?
I would say
Not the
uh,
recent ones.
are you asking in the fashion industry or in general?
Both. Like you have
Uh,
changed your major from engineering to fashion designing. So was there someone who supported that and a person who uh, supported you through the entire fashion designing that period of time?
when I decided to switch from fashion, I mean, from my engineering to fashion, I didn't know anyone who had done it at that point of time. It just came to me. I didn't have any role model to look at and think, okay, this is a good industry. Let me just get into it. It just came within me. But someone who helped me throughout the process, it has to be definitely my mom, because she got me all the fashion books that I craved for. She made sure I applied for my entrance exam when I wanted to. NIFT generally has three layers of scrutinization. Like you start off with a written exam, then you have a group discussion and a personal interview in New Delhi. So applying itself was a big task for me because I was switching over. But going to New Delhi for attending the interviews and all of that, it came with its own consequences. But my mom stood by me throughout, and she made sure I really, got into uh, the industry like I always aspired to, and she helped me throughout the process. And um, Alexander McQueen, who is an American fashion designer, is my influence and will always be. He is a great fashion designer. He experiments a lot with fashion. He combines different techniques. Uh, Very eccentric fashion designer. Unfortunately, he's no more. But he is one of the main reasons why I got into fashion. I think anyone who's listening who wants to make it big in fashion, just read about different designers, different top designers. I'm sure everyone will have their own tastes. You just learn about them. It will definitely stir your interest in fashion, and you can actually adapt a certain style if you start reading about different designers. Like that's what I did. I started reading about all the designers worldwide, Indian designers, their works. I went deep down into their works, looked at every Vogue magazine, Femina magazine. I learned a lot. So anyone who wants to get into fashion, just start reading right away, start doing your research right away.
Good, thank you. Rishi Gupta next is raising hand. 18 BCD 7037. Rishi Gupta, are you there? Rishi Gupta. No. Okay, then there is Davala. Davala, she is raising hand.
Yes, sir. Hello,
Yeah.
ma'am. My name is Dhavala.
Oh, hi, Tamala.
As you have said that you have that passion since your childhood to be in that fashion industry. As after your engineering, you said that you joined in NIFT. Did you have any subject knowledge about the fashion, or just you joined out of your passion?
So you're right, but since childhood I had an interest in fashion, but I didn't actually think of it as a career. um, but when I approached my third year itself, I started researching about fashion, because without fashion knowledge you cannot clear NIFT entrance exam, because they have a lot of general questions related to fashion. So I had to do a lot of research, a lot of studying, and just studying about current affairs in fashion, mergers in different brands, acquisitions of different brands, because I was applying to a management course. So I had to really sit down and study about different brands and how different hierarchies works in fashion and all of that. So everything I had to do all the research I could, because I had people coming in from a bachelor's in fashion design from NIFT Delhi, and all of that competing with me for PG, right? So there would be fashion students from all over India, from different premium institutes in fashion, and I had to compete with them. That left me with almost zero chances of getting in. So if I had not given importance to the fashion research, so I had to do a lot of homework, and that's how I got in.
Okay. All right. Revan Chaudhary, you're raising hand something?
Yes,
You're,
sir.
yes.
Hello, ma'am. This is Revan. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure is mine too. Thank you.
So, ma'am, my question is, was your customization work is limited to celebrities only, or is it available to everyone, especially like students to us?
అంటే ఏం చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నా ఇప్పుడు రేవంత్ చౌదరి?
That's a good question. No, it is definitely not restricted
What
just
to say is it only that big, or do you also, if you have a program, or do you do something like that? Yeah, good question.
I definitely work with different set of people, Chaudhary, not just for the HNIs. So I cater to wedding clients as well, who come in looking for outfits for their weddings and cocktail parties. I've also dressed up a lot of graduates. In fact, when I went to this Vijayawada Novotel conclave, where I was doing outfits, and it was an event where we made bespoke garments for the awareness of custom clothing, and there were a lot of HNIs there, but there were also a lot of people coming in from different backgrounds, because we had done a very good marketing activity in Vijayawada to reach as much people as possible, because custom clothing is not just restricted to HNIs. Everyone needs to have a taste of what custom clothing feels like and looks like. I think everyone should have the chance to experience it, because the making itself, the buying, the measurements, that itself is a luxury experience. Choosing the fabric itself is a luxury experience. I sit down with my client for 2 hours straight to help them pick out the right composition, the right pattern, and the right color for whatever occasion that they're going for. I've also attended graduates, which happens to the suit that they're buying for would be their first suit. So they come to me confidently looking for me, with the confidence that I would help them pick out their first suit. So I help them with the decision, and it's the experience itself is great, and I would never restrict myself to just HNIs. I just help people pick out the right choices.
And Anu, for your kind information, Revan Chaudhary is also HNI only.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, big shot. One of the big HNI. Sushant has got 2-3 puppies in Rajahmundry. He is also very
that's great.
good. So if we can just wrap it up the whole session, but if
Sir, there's one more thing I want to ask, sir.
Please.
Yes.
So, ma'am, if I just want to get my dress customized, so how can I contact you?
Okay. First, wait. Let me answer that. Already, ma'am's Instagram link is given to all the groups now. Just check your WhatsApp. So your job is to connect, follow, start DM, right? That is one way. Okay. But Anu madam, Revan Chaudhary has some special request. I can understand. So please answer his question.
Sure, you can. If you have my Instagram ID, you can just direct message me and we can get in touch. We can have a virtual consultation. So post COVID, we also started out with the virtual consultation where we analyze everything virtually. We give you a questionnaire where it contains a lot of questions regarding your lifestyle, your preferences, and your basic information, all of that. We analyze all your responses in the questionnaire and we curate your lookbook. So that is also something that we do. You could always reach out to me if you would like a virtual consultation. And for VIT students, we could give it out for free, probably.
Wow, thank you, ma'am. Revan, see how much big offer you got.
So why I ask this question is so people will think that these kind of works are limited to celebrities, and some people will never ask these questions. So I just want to
It's a good
get
question.
clarified.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great question.
That's why
Because
this.
most of the people, they think bespoke garment costs a fortune, which is not true. You can still go for a different composition fabric and can make a decent, good suit for yourself. You know, we can always try out options. That's why we want to educate more people on what custom clothing is, because everybody has this notion that we're charging a bomb, but that's not the case.
Yeah, Marriott, unmute. You're saying something.
Yes, so ma'am, I just have a small question. It's kind of out of weather, but how do you describe your personal style?
Okay. Great, thank you. My personal style, I would like to keep it very subtle. After coming into this professional field, there are two parts to my style preference: post professional life and uh, uh, pre-professional life. So before when I was in NIFT, my style statement were all like very eccentric. I used to be very experimental, and I used to be into skulls and these hard rock. So I used to experiment with a lot of styling choices, and NIFT was a great platform. It is a great platform for the students to experiment with a lot of designs. And we also hold a lot of events where people can flaunt their styling. So it was all experimental, but right now I would describe it as just, into power dressing. So I'm into power dressing at this stage in my life. So power dressing is basically expressing your professionalism and your attitude through your dressing. It mostly contains garments which are meant for men but are adapted by women, like suits and hard collared shirts and pencil fit skirts and all of that. So that's the kind of styling that I'm preferring right now. That's my style choice. That is power dressing.
Okay, thank you very much. I know it's we've exceeded time, but it was wonderful for students to get in touch with you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. And one more last thing. What do you think?
Marriott, we lost you. We only heard what do you think.
Yeah.
Please tell us what are you thinking now?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes. Hello.
Marriott, we can't hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I apologize for the bad connection and thank you. And one more thing, for as a BB, if I want to change into, in a fashion designing or that side, right? What are the skills that are necessary, technical or personal? Any particular skills that is needed?
So it depends on what you want to be
This
in
I
fashion.
know.
Do you want to be a stylist? Do you want to be into management? Do you want to be in exports? I would say, this is my personal opinion. If you want to switch from a completely different field to a fashion field, I would definitely suggest you to go for a management this management course in fashion, retail management or a luxury management in fashion. And if you're aspiring to do your course abroad, Italy and France are providing some amazing opportunities for post graduation in fashion, especially in luxury management, where you can also bring in your, if you are saying that you are from BBA, so you can bring in the knowledge of business into this luxury management, and you can create something amazing. And if you're thinking not to do a course and just right away dive into fashion after your BBA, you just have to technical skills wise, you have to know about what the type of career that you want to go to. Like I said, if you want to say, if you want to be a stylist, then you'll have to start off with a designer, someone like you have your designers, and you're from,
I'm
hello,
from Andhra, ma'am. I'm from Andhra.
you're from Andhra, so you might be knowing uh, Pallavi Singh, who has done a lot of outfits for Telugu movies, Amrita Ram. So you just start out, you apply for internships with these big designers, right? And you start out, you curate a very good cover letter, and you put in your interests, and you apply for these internship roles. And if they take you in, you're going to have a great training session with them. And I think 4 to 5 months of internship is required if you're not doing a full-time course. If you're doing a full-time course in fashion, then I would just suggest 1 or 2 months of internship or training under someone, and you're good to go. It also depends on where you're doing your internship or where you're taking your training. It all depends on what in path you want to go to, stylist or buying or merchandising or entrepreneurship. So yeah.
Yes,
Good.
thanks a lot, ma'am. It means a lot. Thanks for sharing your knowledge with me.
Thank you.
And that's all
Pleasure's
from
mine.
me.
Thank you, Marriott. There's one last. Sheikh Nizamuddin, are you raising your hand? 21 BB. Sheikh Nizamuddin.
Yes, sir. Hi, sir. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Sheikh Nizamuddin.
Ma'am, my question to you is about the brand policy, ma'am.
Yes.
You will have the knowledge about the brands, no, ma'am. As I know, and I saw some videos about the brands which cost around 4,000-5,000. We can get them from for 300-400 in New Delhi and like that. What is that policy, ma'am? We can get the even 2021 articles are sold out in the market. Are those real and original, or just they are any?
Okay, that's a good question as well. So basically, the things that you get for 300-400 rupees in New Delhi are first copy products.
Sarojini
So,
Market.
yeah. If you don't mind, with regards to that question, I would quickly like to show you something.
Sure. Let me just make you the presenter so that, are you able to present now?
I am to grab something which is with me right now.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Nizamuddin, dekh lo.
So as you can see, this is Michael Kors.
Let me spotlight for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
This is a Michael Kors bag. Right? It has its trims, everything in MK. All the trims and the buttoning, everything says it's MK. But I got this for about 2,500 from Chennai T Nagar. It looks exactly the same. There is no difference at all because they have made sure that even the trims. So the trims means the extra accessories that we give for a garment or a bag or a shoe, like buttons or your chains. All that are called trims. The zipper, all that are trims. So these genuine brands like Michael Kors, they only use their etched. MK would be etched on every single trim in luxury products. They have done the same for this as well, which is just it is a first copy is what we call in our term. So there are different copies of luxury products. There is first copy which looks exactly like the product. There would be no difference at all. Then there is second copy which looks somewhat similar to the brand. And then there are third, fourth copy, like how you have for Puma, you have Puma. And then for Adidas, you will have Abidas. Like there would be slight change in the logo and all of that. So that's the third, fourth copy with the grade of material being different. I mean, I would never suggest you to go for copies, but it doesn't make any difference at all. Like I've been using this and it just feels like MK. So that's the thing. Probably that's what you have seen in New Delhi. But there are also certain brands like Balmain Paris, if you've heard, Balmain, Gucci, and these line of brands. They have their production houses in India, and the manufacturers in India do take a few samplings. That's a different concept altogether, which is called surplus, where they make samplings for these big brands in the same. It's the same brand and it costs 20,000-30,000, but they can't sell it to retailers because they are sample products. What they do with the sample products is they sell it out in these markets like Delhi markets, but they cannot sell it in a store per se because it's illegal to sell these in actual sense. So they just do illegal selling, and that's how they take it forward. Probably the ones that you have been seeing is first or second copy, to answer your question, Sheikh.
So the surplus one, they have the barcode also, ma'am. They are scanning it and they are saying that it is original.
If so, probably the manufacturers in India would have taken the samples, and I mean, if it is the case, please do send me the address.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Sheikh. Thank you for asking. Good question. We'll stop now. At the end,
Okay, thank you.
Sushant, give word of thanks and yeah. Unmute. Can we hear you? You're raising your hand. Sushant, you're talking there. Can we hear Sushant? Devan Chaudhary. Devajit. Can we hear him?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, all right. Okay, so anyone, quickly give word of thanks to ma'am, and then anyway, I've saved your entire one big Excel sheet for attendance, and I had to separate BCom, BBA, and engineering. Yeah. Quickly.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a
Can you hear me right now?
Thank you, ma'am. It was a great session, ma'am. We came to know a lot of new things and like how we have to switch from a field to another field, completely new field, but what we can do to excel in that particular field as well. And more importantly, the main thing which we learned is that we have to have passion and interest. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your experience.
Thanks for summarizing what I said. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And because you being into your own entrepreneurship thing, you are able to contribute to many organizations. You're not fixed from 9 to 5. So you are consultant here, you are an advisor there. So that's a beauty for students also in the future. Maybe after 5-6 years, maybe I should call Devajit and say, hey, come on, give a talk. Today you're this. And Harshit, Mariette will say, I am so and so, so and so, and like that. It might happen. So that's my
Yeah,
objective.
definitely. It's all about making time for what you love, as well as, you'll have to know how to manage different areas of work. And you can still do a 9 to 5 job and follow your dreams. You can always do that. You can still be someone working in your core field or related field and still be someone who follows their passion. It's all about the balance.
Okay. All right. So everyone quickly switch on your cam. As many people as possible. One group, Kalash will give as a gift to ma'am. As many as people, quick. Don't worry about your background and all. And tomorrow onwards, I like Gautam's hairstyle. That's where we go. Yeah. Okay. From tomorrow it's 6 p.m. Okay. Throughout Sunday. From tomorrow. Every day different people. Okay. All right. So I can only see Revan Chaudhary. How many people can you see?
I can see 10 people, sir.
10 people.
20.
No, 11.
If you make it in the larger scale, you can. Yeah. Okay. Good. Nishit, thank you for your final remarks. It was good to know people. And I hope you guys are able to understand why we are doing this, because these people won't come in the textbooks. Please understand. All right. I hope you're able to understand what I'm saying. They will never come in textbooks. Okay. You need to meet these people live, get to know, and quickly connect them. But Anu ma'am, sorry, you will be flooded with your Insta followers, and especially Revan Chaudhary will immediately give you order. Ready, bhaiya. Okay. So good. So get connected, and you never know.
You can always connect with me. I'll always be happy to help you all, however you need my assistance on.
Sure. Okay. So let's see if somebody can take intern, somebody can work with you or with your associates, and tomorrow there may be something good in their life. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your time. How is Chennai, by the way? Is it raining or a lot of news?
Oh, Chennai is in floods right now, but somehow my area is all good, so I don't have any issues. But we are anticipating heavy rains for the next 2 days. So.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, means a lot. 1.5 hours of your valuable time to my students. I hope they also become big and then serve somebody like that in the future.
Great.
All right.
Thank you so much.
And I'm sure you already got an Instagram message from Revan Chaudhary. He's very quick. Yeah, see, he's showing it there. There. Can you see that? Okay. All right, guys, be safe wherever you are. This whole week, you'll meet different people with different passion. And I hope it'll change something in your mindset. Let's do the best. Okay. Bye, Nikita. Namsi Krishna, Vardhani Reddy, Devajit, Marriott. Okay. Anu, we'll catch up later. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Great meeting you all. Thank you.
ma'am. Bye. Take
All
care.
the best for your future, everyone. Would love to see you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Soon. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take care.
Thank you.
Hi, sir.
Thank
Bye,
you
sir.
all.
Thank
Bye.
you.
You guys can leave. Bye bye. Take care. You guys didn't give virtual clap to ma'am, huh? Everybody? We gave, right? Okay.
Sir, daily 6 p.m. right, sir?
And tomorrow 6 p.m. till Sunday. I'm getting different people. Somebody
Sir,
from
can
fashion.
you like start it from 6:30 or 7 because our labs will end up at like 6 o'clock.
Oh, you guys have lab 5 to 6. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I was about to ask the engineering kids because these guys
Yes, sir.
can. Okay, let's make it 6:30 to 7:30. Makes sense. Yeah.
Sure, sir.
Okay, bro. Chalo.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
All right. Bye. Take care. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Bye.